Hello loves and happy new year. If you are new here, my name is Amy and I am a wife and a mom to two little boys, and I wasn't sure I was going to make this video. To be honest, I wasn't really sure I was going to share about this topic. I thought maybe I would just kind of slip behind the scenes a little bit and come back. Part of me, I guess, has been a little bit afraid to open up about everything that has really been happening behind the scenes. But I feel like with everything that I share on this channel, my hope is that if I can share my truth, that this video will inspire you, encourage you, inspire you wherever you are at in your own journey. And who knows, maybe someone out there feels very similar to the way I do or has struggled with the things that I have struggled with. And this video is the exact encouragement that you are needing at this moment, whenever it is that you see it. So with that said, let's just get into it. At the time of recording this, it is currently January 1st of 2025, and I have been creating content on YouTube for a year and a half. I cannot believe it has been a year and a half, but when I first started this channel, it was an effort to continue what I have always felt has been my calling. My calling is to share my heart, speak up about the things that maybe others have shied against, or some people might call too personal. But for me, I have always struggled with feeling like I'm alone. As a woman, as a deep feeler, a deep thinker, I feel like I have just so often throughout my life felt like no one gets me, that perhaps I'm the only one that is feeling these things or struggling with these things or experiencing these things. And though my conscious self knows that that's not true, my subconscious self has just felt afraid of putting those thoughts and feelings out there, in fear of rejection, in fear of someone else not being able to understand where I'm coming from, and just again to just not feel understood, to not feel enough. And nothing has challenged me more than becoming a wife and a mother. The very thing that I have wanted my whole entire life is the thing that has challenged me the most. So I started this channel back in August of 2023 because I was coming off of a year of letting go of two businesses that I had built, one in network marketing and one as a life coach for other women, other entrepreneurial mothers. And it was really hard, not just coming to terms with understanding that those businesses weren't in alignment with me anymore, but just the acceptance of letting go. I don't think I really even fully processed what that really meant. With that came so many questions, like questionings of my ego, of my self-worth, of finances, everything, my role in society, my identity. And what So in the summer of 2023, it just kind of hit me one day that just because these avenues of sharing my heart, sharing my passion, haven't really worked out for me, don't really align with who it is that I want to be as a wife and a mother and a homemaker, does not mean that that's not something that's supposed to be expressed. And I just began asking and seeking answers for how is it that I'm supposed to share this gift. I feel like I've been led by God through every step of the way to this point, to even creating these businesses, but then also I felt led to also end those businesses. And that's when God, I believe, led me to YouTube, because it was a space that I could truly just be myself. And I felt so free at first. I felt like I could literally just share all of the things on my heart, the things that I was passionate about. And my hope was that I would just connect, be able to authentically connect with other women that were searching for the answers that I was. But 2024 rolled around, and the consequence of letting go of those businesses was I was also letting go of a passive income. I was letting go of my income stream, and I was really truly having to fully accept and come to terms with the fact that I was a stay-at-home mom. First and foremost, I was a stay-at-home mom, and we are a one-income family, and that safety net that I had created my whole entire life of never truly relying on someone else and always having that cushion, always having that, self-made income really brought up a lot for me. And with that, so many new passions came to the surface, which I have shared about on this channel, with decluttering and DIYs and being creative with what you have and working with what you have. But I would be lying if I didn't admit that that was so incredibly hard for me. The death of an identity is not something that you just get through. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens gradually and painfully at times. There were so many uncomfortable moments and discussions and periods of my life this last year. And it had so much to do with the death of that identity and the acceptance of this new one. And as with everything, there's polarity. So although I was letting go of so much this last year, there were so many new convictions that became clear. Deciding to homeschool for being one of them, realizing that I wanted to become more sustainable and I wanted to cook more from scratch and just become even more self-made when it comes to living off the land and being just really mindful of how we use and what we use in our home. I just feel like I kept piling it all on as I was going through this really hard, energetically exhausting process. I was also just going at such a rapid pace, continuing to keep up with my videos, learning how to be a better content creator, just getting better at this craft. Again, I think this is what happens too when we don't fully accept or are mindful of these transitory periods of our lives. I think that in my own insecurity of, letting go of security in the sense of, finances and just my identity, I think that I clung a little too tightly to YouTube. And I think that I started to care more than I realized how this channel was doing, how I was growing at it, and I put too much pressure on myself. But the thing is I couldn't really see it as it was happening. It was only until the last couple months of the year that I really started to feel it, that I really started to feel like I was less than, like I had felt a bit of a failure. Because throughout all of this time, something that I have been chasing my tail about since I had my son back in 2020 has been my health. I have struggled so much with my anxiety and depression, my hypothyroidism, and my hormones. I realized that I have just been going in circles, that I've been looking for answers, and I feel like I've made some positive strides towards living a healthier lifestyle, but I haven't truly felt healthy. I haven't felt like the mom that I want to be. I haven't felt like the 35-year-old woman that I want to be. I have felt so tired. I have felt irritable, and I've had so many moments of irrational rage that has come out towards my children and towards my husband and towards myself even. And I realized that there has to be a reason. My hormones, my thyroid, my immune system, my mental health, it all came out around the same time period in my life back in my mid-20s. And it makes so much sense that it ties back to my gut health. And at a point in time when I was living incredibly unhealthy, I was working night shifts as a nurse. I was drinking more than I probably should have been. I was drinking coffee on an empty stomach. I was calorie restricting, over exercising. It was at this time period that all of my health issues really came about. And I've been trying to manage them for the better part of the last decade. But since having kids, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. So, in this past year of being on YouTube, throughout all of this, I've also been trying to get some answers around my health. And I'm so hopeful and so excited to be pursuing a gut health reset right now and eliminating some things from my life so I can really start fresh, really give myself a solid foundation, and to really make some positive changes in my household and our for our family. Oh, man, that was a lot, right? It's with all that to say that I feel called that to take a step back. I feel like I need to take a pause, take a beat, take a minute to really just focus on myself, focus on my health, focus on getting back to the core of why did I start this channel? What is it that I'm really passionate about? What do I want to say? What do I want to share? What do I want you to receive from my little tiny corner of the internet? Like I said, I'm just feeling so hopeful. I truly believe that God has led me where I am today. I truly believe that I feel like everything has led me to this point. And I feel like, if I'm being honest, God's been trying to speak to me for a long time. I think He's been trying to wake me up for a long time. And I don't think that this is how it's supposed to be. I don't think that this is how I'm meant to feel. I don't think that any of us are truly meant to feel lost and despaired and unhealthy. I truly feel like He's led me to some answers. I feel like He's leading me towards the things that are meant for me and that are meant for this next chapter of my life. And I think for the women out there that I started this channel for, the women that are hungry for change, hungry for growth, that don't want to feel like victims of their circumstances, no matter you're a stay at home mom or a working mom or a homesteading mom or a homeschooling mom, whatever you're doing, that you feel healthy, that you feel good, that you feel like you trust your intuition above all else, and that you feel that connectedness with your higher self, with your higher power, that you feel like you are living out your divine purpose. I truly hope that if you made it this far in the video, that you got something from this video. If you did, I would so appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear if you have been following along. I would love for you to share with me in the comments, what it is that you would love to hear or see from me in the new year. I would love your ideas. But also, I just want to give you a virtual hug that if you've been pursuing growth this last year, if you've been going through it behind the scenes, that you are not alone, and here is to better days ahead. I appreciate you. I am grateful for you. So this is goodbye for now, but not for forever. I hope to be back in February at the latest. As women, it's so important for us to trust our cyclical nature and to rewire our brains to understand that pauses and rest does not mean failure. It does not mean you're quitting. It means that you're trusting your body, you're trusting yourself, you're trusting where your soul is leading you, and that with death comes rebirth. With letting go of things makes space for new. So I'll leave you with a quote that I actually heard yesterday during my nightly meditation, and it was, celebrate the endings because they make space for the new beginnings. So my loves, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.